Iris Mockler is there. Netanyahu has now returned to Israel. Iris, what was this trip all about?
That's a very good question. We don't know much because they didn't tell us, certainly not before. And then a press release just landed in our inboxes not long ago. It's quite interesting because, as you say, we haven't had such a meeting in more than 2 decades. There was an Israeli economic delegation there in the 1990s after the Oslo Accords. Not much since then because with the Intifada, all that enthusiasm and cooperation ended. So here we have seen Sultan Qaboos inviting Netanyahu, who came with a very large delegation. So even though we didn't know about it, it obviously was organised a long time ago. And they stayed for quite a while. It wasn't one meeting and they were out. So they say they discussed regional issues. Obviously, Israel-Palestine was important. And we know that because the Palestinian leader, Abu Mazen, Mahmoud Abbas, was in the same city with the same leader only 3 days ago. So there is definitely a focus on Israel-Palestine and the broader region. Netanyahu came with the Mossad leader, with a national security advisor, with military advisors. So the broader region was also discussed.
Yeah, Oman, a nation that plays a discreet but strategic role on the Arabian Peninsula.
That's right. Oman isn't like the rest of the Arabian Peninsula. We can see just because there was that economic delegation, that Israeli economic delegation there for nearly 5 years. Just that's a sign in itself. It plays a different role. There is a suggestion that it would not have invited both these leaders without perhaps prompting. It's the initiative maybe of Washington, which does want to get some peace talks back on track, that this isn't Sultan Qaboos acting just on his own. So there is a sense that Washington wants an intervention to try to perhaps get the Palestinians back in their court. You know, there are no dealings. It's the lowest point in relations between Washington and the Palestinians, I would say, for decades. So perhaps they want to bring everyone back on track, and that's why we're seeing this invitation from Oman to the two leaders, not together, but nevertheless to the two leaders, to the same city within days of each other.
Iris Mockler, many thanks for that live update.